Hello, beautiful adventurers. Today on Elevate Thursday, we're talking about navigating shame around money and sales. So, why is this important? Well, because if you're experiencing any shame or guilt around making sales or the amount of money that you're charging, I'm obsessed with this little bit of my hair, um, then it really affects your ability to grow and thrive in your business. Because let's be honest, if you're not making money in your business, you've just got a hobby. And for those of you who are following me, I know that this is more than a hobby. This is a calling, and you are ready to make your business thrive. So that is what we're talking about today, navigating shame and guilt around money and sales. Aloha to those on Facebook, hi to those on Instagram, and for those watching the replay, drop me comments as we go through today's Elevate Thursday. So it is important, as I said, because it affects your ability to grow and thrive in your business. If you've got any shame or guilt around money or around the process of making money, i.e. sales, you're going to hold yourself back from making offers, from speaking really powerfully about what it is that you do, maybe even shying away from the price, like not charging what you believe your program, which is transformational, like life-changing stuff, shying away from pricing it really well in a way that actually feels really empowering for you. So a lot of the clients that I work with come to me and they've severely undercharged for what they're doing, okay? And how I define undercharged is this, because it is different for everyone. The price point of which you charge for your services and offers is different for everyone. But how I define undercharging is when you, as the business owner, actually feel like people are getting a real big bargain and it's going to be really energy sucking, and you're kind of a little bit resentful about selling your stuff at that price. Okay, that's how I define undercharging, right? So you can see that that level of undercharging depends on you. Okay, either way, if you feel that you are undercharging for what it is that you're doing because you are experiencing shame and guilt around money, around the process of making money, i.e. sales, then you're going to not want to grow your business. You're going to be energetically repelling business, people, clients to your beautiful body of work. What I really want for you as a soulful entrepreneur who can see your potential and your life-changing work is for you to grow and expand in a way that feels so empowering for you and also for your people. I want your work to change the world because that's why you're here, right? So we really need to look at where we are blocking ourselves in the money or the sales, the process of making money, the sales area, and look at this shame and guilt, get to the root of it, and start to adopt a new way of being and doing. So then we can feel like we can confidently move forward and we can start to grow our businesses the way that we dream of it to happen, okay? So the first question I have for you is this. Why do you experience shame and guilt around money and sales in your business? And I'm going to give you a moment to drop your comments into the comment box. For those watching the replay, hashtag replay, and let me know why you experience shame and guilt around money and sales in your business. And while you do that, let me share some of the reason why I used to experience shame and guilt around money in business. Now, the shame and guilt I had around money and sales in business was that I wanted to help the world. And I also felt like if I charged too much money, the people who desperately needed what I had wouldn't be able to afford it. But under that really was, and this is what I'm inviting you to do, okay? So if you get to that level, go deeper. Why is that? Keep asking why. Because underneath that, for me, was really about being judged as being greedy. Okay? So if I charged too much, or if I charged what I actually desired to charge, I would be seen as being greedy. Yeah? People would judge me as being a greedy person, and greedy is not good. So why do you experience shame and guilt around money and sales in your business? And I'm going to challenge you to go deeper. So if I think that you haven't quite hit the mark, when you reply in the comments, I'm going to challenge you to go deeper. So be prepared for that, okay? because I really want you to understand what is motivating you to feel shame and guilt around money and sales and business. And therefore, what is blocking you from allowing your business to thrive, allowing your business to grow, and for you to be able to then make the impact that you actually desire. Yeah. So once you know why you experience shame and guilt around money and sales and business, and I really encourage you to drop your comments into the comment box, because I know that we can sneakily not get to the root of it. Yeah. This is your ego trying to keep you safe. Okay. And what I am going to do, I'm literally going to come on here, as I do with all my Elevate Thursdays. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to look at your comments. And if I feel like you could go deeper, I'm going to ask you more questions. Okay. So make the most of this. If you are experiencing shame and guilt around money and sales, you really want to get to the root of this, use this live right now. I am going to be literally doing like free coaching on this, okay, as I do with all my Elevate Thursdays. So drop it in and let's get to the bottom of this. Because as I said before, it is so important for you to know why you experience this, because it is affecting your ability to grow and thrive in your business. Therefore, you're stuck in this loop of where you're feeling shame and guilt, but you want to grow your business, you're working against yourself, and it becomes so much harder. This whole journey of growing your business, this entrepreneurial journey, is hard, is stressful, and it's not meant to be that way, okay? When you are doing a soul-led business, it's meant to be so much easier, right? All right. Hello, beautiful Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is, so let me know. Either let StreamYard be part of your Facebook experience and I'll be able to see your name, or drop your name after your comments. That'd be awesome. So once we know why we experience shame and guilt around money and sales in our business, we get to ask more deep questions, okay? The next question I invite in is, who taught me this? Because most of the things that you believe about yourself, about the world, aren't actually what you believe, right? And often it is someone very close to you, like a parent figure, that has taught you about this thing, has taught you many of the beliefs that you hold, right? And this is part of the inner work, as we get to unfold all of the beliefs that we have and actually see if they're things that we genuinely came up with, which quite a lot of the time it's not, right? And especially the ones that are not serving us, we get to change. So in this particular scenario, where you're experiencing shame and guilt around money and sales in your business, it's probably not helpful. And so one of the very helpful ways of looking at this is, who taught me this? Okay. Now, it's not to blame anyone. It just gives you an outside perspective to realize, oh, this isn't actually what I chose to believe about money and sales. Okay. So maybe you'll figure out, oh, this is actually something that my mother always used to say, okay, that if I charged too much, people didn't have access to my things. I'm a really greedy person. Maybe it was from an experience that your granddad used to say, and be like, you know, everything's far too expensive now, and they should be ashamed that they're charging that much for what they're offering, okay? So you get to then, what this does is not to play blame on anyone, okay? Because you are responsible for how you are still believing this thing, okay? But it's more for you to then step out of yourself, out of your ego, and see that this is a belief that you have picked up that in fact you get to change, okay? Because if you unconsciously chose to take it on, you get to consciously choose to change it, right? Hello. Oh, aloha, Romina. Beautiful. My money beliefs come from my dad. Oh, so if you feel uncomfortable, Romina, I've invited everyone to do this, to write specifically why you experience shame and guilt around money and sales in your business. And the reason I'm inviting you to write specifically about that is because I know a lot of people go surface with this, and I want to help you to get to the root of it. And I will be asking you more questions as this live ends. I'll hop back onto the comments and get to the root of it. So then you're really starting to unravel the shame and guilt around money and sales, okay? So once we know that, we get to ask, who taught me this, okay? Once we know who's taught us this, we get to step away from these beliefs and go, maybe if someone taught me this, I could teach myself something else, okay? We're starting to get ourselves out of the shame and guilt around money and sales that I am 100% sure are not yours. Okay. This shame and guilt around money and sales are not yours. Why can I so confidently say that? It's because of this. You talk to any child, pretty much, okay, pretty much any child about what they want when they grow up, okay, and if say around money, and they'll be like, I want to be a millionaire, okay, and there's zero shame or guilt about desiring that, okay. So where and when does the shame and guilt come in? They come in more in your informative years, okay? And as I said, generally with parent figures around you, okay? People who have influence on you at that time in your life. So shame and guilt around money and sales, and shame and guilt around actually a lot of things, they don't, they're not naturally part of us, okay? We don't have shame and guilt around money and sales. We're just like, when we're kids, we're just like, that would be great. I desire that. That would be fun, right? So this is how I can say that I am 100% sure that if you are experiencing shame and guilt around money and sales, you're going to find that this is not actually you. This is not actually what you believe. It is a belief that you have picked up from someone else. Yeah. Okay, Romina, beautiful. I will thank you for dropping in why you feel shame and guilt. I'm going to hop back into the comments after this live. So then I can start to get really specific with each and every one of you who comment on this. Okay, so hang tight there. I suppose because I'm trying to be service while charging what my service is worth, and to many people, the two things wouldn't reconcile. Okay, so one of the questions I would go with that is, why does that matter? What would that mean? Okay, so start to go into that. But I promise, for all of you who answer this question, why do you experience shame and guilt around money in your sales? When you drop a comment, I'm going to be coming on after the session and going deeper with you to get to the bottom of this, okay? Now, you do get a little sneak preview of where you might end up, okay? Majority of people end up here. Once they've answered this and they get to the root of why it is that they really experience shame and guilt, it's not usually the surface thing that you first put up, okay? It usually turns out to be this: the caring what other people think, or the trying to be liked, okay? And I put it in as prostitute energy. So those of you who aren't aware of archetypes, I'm not calling you a prostitute. The archetypes, this is an archetype called the prostitute. The prostitute, basically, she does things to be liked. Yeah. She sells herself short to be liked, to be loved. Yeah. She cares very much about what other people think. Okay. So she's constantly molding herself in order to be liked by others. So if we take this into the shame and guilt around money and sales, you can start to ask yourself, have I undercharged? Remember that undercharging there's a specific definition that I've given at the start of this live. So catch that if you haven't. Have you undercharged because you're caring what other people think? Have you undercharged because you are trying to be liked? Yeah. Have you priced your offer because you care what other people think? Have you priced your offer because you're trying to be liked? A lot of people will come to this conclusion, okay? This is why I'm covering it. But I will go through individually with each and every one of you who comment on the question, why do you experience shame and guilt around money and sales in your business? When you comment on that, I will go through each and every one of you to see if maybe you're not hitting this mark. But I'd say the majority of you will get to this place, okay? The root cause of shame and guilt around money and sales is actually from trying to be liked or caring what other people think. Okay. And if you have a belief that is not yours that says that you should care about these things, yeah, then that shame and guilt is going to come up around money and sales. And as I said before, if you've got shame and guilt around money and sales in your business, it's really, really detrimental to your ability to grow and your ability to thrive in your business. Is this a landing for you? Let me know, lovelies, on Facebook. Hello. And let me know for those of you watching on Instagram. I would love to know what is dropping in for you. Yes. And I know this is like a very big topic. Yeah, it's a really big topic. And I hope to cover this as thoroughly as I can in 30 minutes. So if you have any more questions come up about navigating shame and guilt around money and sales that come up for you while you're exploring it this week, while you're thinking about it fresh, please drop them into the comments. I always come back and I read exactly what you say, and I give feedback, okay? So how do we get out of the cycle of shame and guilt around money and sales? Okay, so there's one thing of understanding where it comes from, and then there's the other thing of actually getting out of this energy, because you don't want to stay there. I know you don't. You have life-changing work to get on with. You have a life-changing offer that your people need to hear about. You have a business that deserves to thrive and grow, as do you. So how do we get out of the shame and guilt cycle around money and sales? The first thing that I would personally do is this: work on your self-love. I know everyone talks about this, blah, 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 but it's true, okay? The root of everything that you encounter in terms of resistances, blocks, can usually come down to, if you love yourself more, it's going to help a hell of a lot to shift this, okay? And I like to go a little bit more specific with how to love yourself. It is valuing yourself, okay? There's a slight difference there, right? So work on the self-love piece, the total acceptance of who you are and what you want, and value yourself completely, right? And what that means, we're going to go deeper into the valuing part because this is really important. What that means, when you can say wholeheartedly, 100%, I value myself completely, is what you're really saying is, I value my dreams and my desires. And I'm guessing, since you're in business, that part of your dreams and desires in business is that it grows, is that you thrive, is that you're making the kind of money that you wish to, that you're affecting the kind of the number of lives, i.e. your clients, that you want to, right? So by loving yourself completely, and very specifically in that love realm, valuing yourself completely, you are also saying, I value my dreams and desires above everything else. Yeah. That is how much I love myself. That is how much I value myself. Is that I'm not going to let other people affect how it is that I value my dreams and desires. Yeah. Let me catch up on these. Oh, Ramina says, I think I price my offers sometimes based on what I think people would pay without complaint, and sometimes based on what I want to earn from it, but always with reservations. Again, I would say, what causes you to price it on what they would pay without complaint? Is that trying to, again, come back to the, I want to please them. I don't want conflict, which is the same thing. I want to please them. Yeah. Why is it that you do that? And sometimes based on what I want to earn from it, but always with reservations. Okay, so the second part is like, yay, but then you have the reservations. Ugh, not so great. Okay, so self-love is my biggest focus right now. Literal kick in the face from the universe. Well, hello. Me and the universe are in the congruence with each other, talking to you specifically, Ramina, and everyone else who watches the live and the replay on Instagram and on Facebook. I don't really believe they'd pay what I want to charge. Okay, interesting. I'm going to go into a little bit deeper with you in the comments after this. So just hang tight there, lovely. So love yourself completely and value yourself completely, okay? Getting deeper into that, the cure of that is to value your dreams and desires. Yep. And it means valuing yourself. It also means valuing your why over anything else. So why did you set up your business? Can you put that at the top of your reasons of why you're going to price your things properly? Yeah. And just coming back to what you were saying, Ramina, about I don't believe that they'd pay what I want to charge. This comes back to the self-love piece, okay? Because when we work on self-love, when we work on valuing ourselves, we don't even have the thoughts of they won't pay it. We go, we're going to find the people who pay it because I know how bloody awesome this is. Can you see the switch there? One is so worried about people not wanting to pay what I value it to be, which is kind of half valuing yourself. Yeah. It's still slightly playing in the prostitute energy, which is, I'm not sure that I'm really valuable. I'm not sure that I'm really valuable. When we fully step into the opposite of that, which is the lover energy, yeah, hence the loving yourself part, we start to activate the energy that goes, of course I'm bloody valuable. Of course they're going to play it because it is invaluable. Yeah. This is part of the valuing yourself completely. There's like zero doubt as to how valuable it is for you. So the thought of people won't pay this doesn't even cross your mind. It becomes more of a who are the people who will pay for this? Yeah. Different focus. Can you see the different focus? Let me know. Yeah. One is focused on people not paying it. The other is focused on who would pay for this. Yeah. Focus. Okay. So valuing your why over anything else also is part of this loving yourself completely and valuing yourself completely. Okay. When you value your why over anything else, there is very little room for shame and guilt to be around money and sales. Yeah. Because your focus, this is so interesting because we've really started to go into where are you paying attention to? Where are you putting your focus? Where are you therefore putting your energy? Okay. If your focus is totally on your why, your big reason why you created your business, yeah, maybe it is that you want to create global change in the world through your transformational work. If you're focused on that big why, there's no room for shame and guilt because you're not focused on that. You're like, I am making sales and money in my business. I am growing my business and it is thriving because my why is so freaking important. Yeah. It starts to shift away when you go bigger, when you love yourself completely. When you love yourself completely, means you're also valuing yourself completely. It means you're valuing your dreams and desires. It means you're valuing your why. It means you're valuing yourself over anything else, including what other people think of you. Yeah. So we take the focus away from them out there, i.e., people we're selling to, them out there, to us and our dreams. Yeah. So the last part of this about loving yourself, the way that you get out of the shame, and the guilt in your business around money and sales, the last part of this loving yourself piece, the valuing yourself piece, is that you then start to, once you have done that, you start to value what you offer wholeheartedly. Okay. It's priceless. It literally is. So for those of you who are going, I'm really worried that my people can't afford it. If you are coming in from there, can you see that your focus is on them? It's not really on you. And so if your focus is on them, there's a part of you that is caring what they think of you. Okay. And when we start to value what it is that we offer wholeheartedly, the focus comes back on us. And it's really like, what I have to offer is freaking amazing. Yeah. It's priceless. There is no price that can be put on this. For those of you who are struggling with pricing and you're thinking, well, there is a price because at XYZ, I want you to look at, say, something that is sold cheaply and the same thing that is sold as a luxury item. I think there was this meme going around for a while that Tiffany & Co. was selling a paperclip and it was like £1,000, okay, because it had their brand on it. So I just want you to know that the price of which you are pricing your things all comes back to you, right? It all comes back to how you are loving yourself completely and therefore valuing yourself completely and therefore valuing what you offer wholeheartedly. And why this is so important is because the energy around then your money and sales becomes more potent. If you are 100% backing what it is that you do, if you are connected to your why over anything else, if you are valuing your dreams and desires, if you are loving yourself completely and understanding that you are invaluable because you are, if you're standing in that energy and you're going, this is what I have on the table, can you feel the difference of energy than if I was going, I hope you take my thing, is it priced right? Yeah. So, the cure for if you are feeling shame and guilt around money and sales, but you really want your business to thrive, is you have to come back to loving yourself completely and valuing yourself completely. It is really egotistical. It really is all about you at this point. Okay. And I want to know your comments about this, because for some of you, I know this is going to be ruffling feathers. I'm going to answer a few that's coming up, but let me just check these comments that's coming up. Hello to those on Instagram, hi to those on Facebook, and hi to all of you who are watching the replay. Yes. Aligned that I found you live today. Yes, totally. Focus on who. Exactly. So if things are coming up for you, if you're like, Nick, this feels uncomfortable, I would love for you to comment. Yeah, I would love for you to comment. If you're not agreeing with what I'm saying, then we can have a conversation and unravel why this is happening. Okay. So, what else do you have to do to navigate this shame and guilt in your money business? Now you have a little bit of insight. Okay. So now you've answered these questions. You're seeing what you have to do in terms of loving yourself, the energy piece. The other parts that I would say you have to do with this is find support in groups that do not shame money or sales. Okay. So if you're hanging out with people who are constantly bad mouthing money or bad mouthing sales, get the hell out of there quickly. Find support in groups that really celebrate money or sales, okay? And then if you're finding yourself getting uncomfortable with those conversations, you get to turn the questions and the focus back on yourself and go, why do I feel uncomfortable with people talking about money or talking about sales? What judgment do I have about that? Is this bringing up shame or guilt or anger of some sort? That is your work to do. You start to understand your relationship with money, your beliefs around money, that are holding you back from having the thriving business that you really desire. Yeah. So find support in groups that do not shame money or sales. Get away from the people who still are. And this, I mean, in business context, and I also mean it on a relationship context. Okay. I know that one can be hard, right? Do an audit. Friends, family, who constantly talk about how hard money is, how horrible rich people are, how, slimy sales are, any of those kind of talking people, distance yourself and start surrounding yourself with people who do not shame money or sales. Yeah. You are in a business. A business is about making money and sales. Part of it is, yeah, of course, and impact, of course. But if we want to have a thriving business, we've got to get comfortable with the money and sales parts, yeah? And not even comfortable, I want you to be celebrating it, because that'll make your business thrive so much easier and quicker, right? The last thing I would put into this about how to navigate shame and guilt around money and sales is finding a sales strategy that feels empowering to both parties, okay? So we cover this in my self-paced program, Soulful Sales. And it's really about finding a strategy that works for you, that makes you feel really good and makes your people feel really good, okay? So I don't often even call my sales calls, because it really is a clarity call. And it's not just like a change of words, okay? The reason why it's a clarity call is that I know whether they buy from me or not, they're going to come off that call, sales call or clarity call, they're going to come off that call more clear on what it is that they actually want and desire in their business than they have previously. And that is because of the way that I've set up how I do those particular calls, okay? Equally, the sales strategy is about how you're selling online, the launches that you do, all of those sort of things, okay? So you need to find a strategy that feels really empowering to both of you, okay? And then if you're seeing that you're molding yourself to be liked by other people, no, don't do that. firstly and foremostly, if you're looking for strategy that really feels good, is good for you, is first you got to focus on you. Okay, so what is my soul asking me to do? How does it want to do this thing? What feels really good and exciting? And then from there, take it out to the world. All right. So navigating shame and guilt around money and sales was what we were talking about in today's Elevate Thursday. If you would like to play in the home play, so this is available for those of you who are part of my free group, the Soul Led Business Revolution. If you want to join the group, the link is in the bio on Instagram. For those on Facebook, you will see the link in the description of this live. If you want to play, then you can hashtag home play, drop it into Soul Led Business Revolution Facebook group, and answer these questions. What is your story around shame or guilt around money and sales? Okay, let me know all of the story. Let me know the whole damn shebang thing. And then we can start to unpick it and go, is that really true? Okay, what do you need to do to change this? Okay, we like to have action. And what support do you need to maintain this change? And be honest there, like, what do you really need to maintain that change? Okay, is it going to be enough to just know it? Or is that not going to be a long-term enough shift for you? Now, remember, you can get the support around money and sales that are actually really, really fun in my free group, the Soul Led Business Revolution. Again, if you're on Instagram, follow the link in the bio to get to there. For those on Facebook, I will drop the link for that in the description of this live. And you can hashtag home play, drop it anytime, a post up in that group, and I will answer any of those questions that come up. Also, there's a lot to dig into today. So I will be coming back to answer any of the comments that you have around navigating shame and guilt around money and sales from this live. And if you know already that you would love to be supported around people who, have no shame around money and sales and groups, who really celebrate that, then this is just one part. Soulful Sales is just one part of this 12-month program, The Journey. And this is my invitation for you to inquire about joining for the January 2023 intake. I'm going to be opening up intakes by the end of November to join us in the new year. And this is 12 months of immersion, including how to do soulful sales, and also a lot around the mindset and energy of creating a 6-figure plus business. And of course, finding your soulful, soul-led strategy to continue to thrive with more excitement and fun in the online space. So if this is lighting you up, you want to know more, send me a direct message. This is a mid-4 to 5-figure investment, depending on the support that you desire. Reach out to me, let me send you some information, and we can have a chat to see if it is right for you. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I cannot wait to hear what is coming up for you. I always come back and answer all of the comments. So if you have questions, let me know. This is your chance to get any feedback and clarity. Yeah. Thank you for joining me. I will catch you again. Same time, Elevate Thursdays, 11 o'clock New Zealand time, pretty much every single Thursday. Until then, have a beautiful week. Have a great weekend. I will catch you soon. Bye. Mwah. Bye.